Welcome to Pull a Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're to like our opinions.
But I promise you, we can give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
Let's do it. So this is an episode again. This might be a short one,
Whoop, whoop.
but we need to get some headlines off the internet and talk about them from our perspective and tell you how to think, feel, and react, and why is it important we do it, Nate?
Damn, this is going to be short. We're average veterans. We've been around the road and know everything. Let's get right to it.
I'm not going to make a 10-minute episode, but hey, let's get on to it. Turkish President Erdogan threatens to invade Israel.
Good luck to them.
Well, what was the last one? Didn't we have one a couple episodes ago about another invasion or war possibly happening? Was it Lebanon or something?
Well, we had U.S. getting pulled out of Lebanon.
Yeah, right. So, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And I don't know how you can ignore the fact that this didn't happen for the 4 years that Trump was in charge.
Well, if Turkey has a problem with Israel, they should take the Palestinians in, right?
Hello. No, that's why Turkey has a problem with Israel, because they know those Palestinians will become their problem.
Oh.
Because everybody knows you're all in the same cloth, so you should accept these people, but you not accepting them would be an admission that you don't like them. So that would give other people reason not to like them, and that would ruin this whole movement. Because that's what idiots don't realize. Even the people of their own cloth don't like them. Hello. So, yeah. Either way, I don't know what Turkey's problem is. Turkey's one of those countries that always seems like Turkey reminds me of Saudi Arabia. Like we need them for something, and they always pretend to be allies, but then they do this crap that you don't understand why they do this crap and why we let it get away with it and all that. So I don't know what's going on in Turkey, but I would watch this one to see how it plays out, because I don't think Israel's playing around anymore.
No, I don't think so either.
I think Israel's done with this whole stuff, whether you like Netanyahu or what he's doing, all that stuff. I don't really care about all that.
The
point is,
Israel don't care about civilians. They'll come kill your Turkish civilians.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's sort of how I feel about my family. I have morals and values, but if you put my family in danger, I don't give a damn who you are. My morals and values will probably go
you come
to the
attack
wayside.
me, I'm coming to attack your people.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, right, you don't want a problem with me, leave me alone. It's pretty simple. So anyways, good luck, Israel. Good luck, Turkey. May the best man win.
Good luck.
Congress still trying to reduce wasteful spending by the military.
Still trying. There's been wasteful spending since 1776.
So, dude, Nate, this one was funny to me.
I should say 1775, but
this one was funny to me for one reason. Who's spending? Who's
Congress. Congress.
Like, it just blows my mind that they have full control over this and they're trying to reduce it. Well, why can't they reduce it? Because they'd be getting a pay cut. All their companies would probably collapse.
Yes.
So like this is so funny to me. Like it's not even really a headline. It's kind of
everything built, made, and used by the military is owned and operated by.
Exactly. Keep talking, because I got to answer this.
By them, he's going to answer his phone. He's taking calls in the middle of the episode. Must be highly important. But yeah, everything that's used, operated by the military, someone in Congress or Senate owns it, has a portion of it, or their friend owns it, and that's why they're not cutting wasteful spending, because they're making their pockets or their friends' pockets fatter.
Right. It's crazy, right? It's just
probably
crazy
the most I ever talked in an episode at one time.
Yeah, I know. See, I got to do that more often to get you out there that box, Well, you get it, though, because you were in the military, right? You saw how this works. I mean, who owns the military? Like, who runs the military? You know what I mean? So, well, maybe Congress doesn't really run it per se, but they have the oversight, right?
The president runs it.
I mean, the president is the commander-in-chief, right? And then the Department of Defense, whatever. Like, so I get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, yeah, they're the ones doing it because they're the ones making money. Why are they going to cut wasteful spending? Again, the angry people in the world that keep wanting to attack, regular people, go after the people who are making the problems. You want universal health care? Stop spending money. Stop making these politicians rich, Democrat and Republican. I will say probably more Republicans get rich over war. More Democrats get rich over social programs, but they're all getting rich off of us. And you're mad at who? Me? Because I don't believe in Pride Month? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know, dude. All right, I'm gonna get worked out. Let's move to the next one because 3 suspected Palestinian terrorists apprehended after illegally crossing border into California. This is wrong in so many ways.
I thought they were fighting for their country.
Right, right.
Oh,
Well, you
oh,
don't.
they're not. They're over here. Oh,
Right. The first thing that's wrong with this is that California caught them. Why are they bothering? Why are they trying? Why is this even a headline? I mean, there's probably 12 of them that got in. These are 3 that tripped over each other or something or whatever.
well,
But yeah,
they're probably apprehended and let go to come back for a trial later to be determined.
right, and right, and without reading the article, what this should say is 3 suspected. Right? They say suspected, right? Because they're obviously not terrorists, so they're just suspected Palestinian terrorists apprehended after illegally crossing into the border in California and then released on no bail with an ankle monitor that's not working and a cell phone.
Do we
That's the
call
rest of the headline.
if it's 3 suspected Palestinian terrorists? Do they call it Hamas? Is that what they call?
Yeah. Well, where's Palestine? Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the question is, yeah, look, I don't know, man. I found it funny, but I think it's actually more sad than funny. So, um, yeah, I don't know, dude. And this is the border czar Kamala Harris's job, which is so funny. Have you seen those cuts that now they're trying to erase the border czar thing because Joe Biden even called her the border czar. And all these headlines called her the border czar, and now they're all coming out saying, "Oh, that's not true. That she was never the border czar. She was just in." Like, dude, it's blowing my mind. Like, I'm almost going to give them credit because sometimes it makes me feel like I am an idiot. Like, am I this stupid?
Like, oh, all the headlines are gone. They called her something. No, we didn't
Yeah.
call her anything. Look, you can't find anything on it.
Did I just imagine all that? Am I that stupid? I just imagine all that? Like Kamala Harris, well, why would I go to the border? I haven't gone to Europe either. Because you're in charge of it, you dumbass. Like,
Is she really though?
no, she's out. She's out, obviously not. But Joe Biden probably had to give her something to do, even though it's his doing, right? He's the one that allowed everyone to come in. He's the one that got in and said, "Oh, come on in." She didn't really like. Come on, dude. Let's be real. I mean, vice presidents aren't that important per se, but she's probably one of the most useless. She's just like a first lady, like that. You didn't even need a vice president because she does absolutely nothing but travel and smile and cackle and laugh and make. She does nothing, dude. She's probably, in my opinion, the first vice president that was probably a waste of the title. And then now people are talking about making her president. Like what? What? Because every even first ladies, even Melania came on and took on this cause and did something, and she's not even a vice president. Trump's wife did more for this country than the vice president has.
Didn't Obama's wife? She did the whole
Yeah,
better school lunch thing.
yeah. Even the first ladies do more than this vice president has done for this country. And then when we try to give her credit for being the czar, oh no, that wasn't me, because it all went to hell.
Exactly.
Right? Had she stepped in and did her job, it would have been okay. Because think about it. Like, if the plan was to be the vice president and know that Joe Biden's at the end of his life because he's getting old, you think you're going to be the next president. Why wouldn't you take that responsibility and do something good with it? Why wouldn't you? Even if you knew Joe's policies were destroying it, you can still do like the sellout Pence and go make yourself look good, while kind of quietly defying what the president's doing. You know what I mean? You can still do that. You sell out Pence. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I thought Pence was something, but even to be honest with you, I don't know, man. The vice president to me, you have to do something, dude. You have to be something. Do something. So what did she do if she wasn't the border czar?
Good question.
Really, what do you know the vice president for?
Yeah, I don't know if vice president do anything.
And I'm not even going to pretend I knew what the hell Pence did.
Me either.
I don't know what he did. But honestly, it shows. Now I know what he did. He spent the whole time in the back door, in the closet with all his Democrat friends, plotting against Trump. Like, of course, that makes sense. And that's probably why he didn't do anything. But I didn't think he legitimately thought he would be president one day. So, I don't know, dude. It's a waste of time. We got more headline, right?
Here's a
Don't we?
new
Okay.
here's a new president. Oh no, dictator, not president, dictator. Oh,
You
sorry.
know, it's fun. So, headline aside, let me read the headline. Venezuela dictator Maduro claims victory in obviously rigged election. So clearly, this headline is full of bias and assumptions or things like that, right? So you'd have to have a lot of facts to back this up. First of all, Venezuela, that's a fact. You can't argue that because they're all in Venezuela, right? Calling him a dictator, and obviously his name, but claiming his victory is obviously a rigged election. So the dictator and rigged election is the subjective part, right? So whatever you're doing to back that up. But at the end of the day, uh, if that's what the people of Venezuela believe, majority of people, then you probably got to give it some credence, some credit. But if we're just doing that, that's how the CIA is able to operate. We go in and start an idea, and then it grows, and then all of a sudden everybody believes our idea. You know what I
So
mean?
what if that said U.S. dictator Biden claims victory in obviously rigged election? Because
Yeah.
the election was rigged, right?
Well, stop. Let's be real. Change one word in there, change one name in there, and that will be the headline. I guarantee you, if Trump wins, it's going to be a headline. United States dictator
Well,
Trump claims victory in obviously rigged election.
he can't win if it's obviously rigged.
Well, but the point I'm getting at is no matter what happens, if Biden wins, it's rigged. If Trump
Oh,
wins, it's rigged.
Biden can't win because he's not running.
Well, right, or Kamala, right? Good call. Well, I don't know,
Well, if
dude.
he wins, then it's really rigged.
I don't know. Well, Biden was the one the people chose, so we're defending democracy by keeping Biden in the election because that's what the people chose, right? Um, but you get what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, that's going to be a headline, and it is subjective. So do we think Maduro's a dictator? And they talked about the military was at the poll sites.
Well, I think it is a dictator because that Venezuela. Good Lord, how the hell you say that country? Venezuela has been run the past, I don't know, 20 years. It's that dictator and not,
Well, but you say
I
that,
mean,
but is Putin a dictator? You know, when you're contesting, see, this is what the part that blows my mind, right? We can sit here on our pedestals, especially these left wing lunatics. They sit on their pedestals and talk about stuff like this.
was
Like,
Putin put in a rigged election? Then, yeah, he's a dictator.
right. So think about it. They talk about Putin. They talk about all these people, Saudi Arabia, all these people that stay in power for years because they're erections.
Whoa.
Wow,
And
dude.
that's all the time we have today, guys. And Godspeed and pull the pin already. Boom.
Because their elections are rigged. Erection day keeps getting me, right? Because their elections are rigged, that's their opinion, right? So it may be true, but that's their opinion. So what would you think? What would you think their advice to Venezuela would be about their elections?
Have a fair and free one.
Right. And how do you think they would recommend doing that?
Absentee ballot voting.
You know, I know you're just kidding, but the point I'm getting at is right. Wouldn't you think they'd take measures to secure their election, to make every vote count? And what would you think that these scumbag Democrats and left or lunatics would tell these other countries to do with their elections? They tell them to have some sort of verification to vote. That's what they would tell them. You know they would tell them because they have opinions about everything. They would tell them to shut down their elections, control their election, get the military out of there because that's influencing the election. They would tell them all this stuff. But because that's not their power, they don't really care about what happens in that country. But if it comes to their power, they're gonna be like, oh no, that's racist to go have some black person in 2024 have to go figure out how to get an ID. That's racist because there's so many people in this country who don't know how to get an ID. Like that in itself is racist. But you get what I'm saying? Like this country, Venezuela, if their people care, they need to do this. And I don't even know how Maduro still won because all of the bad people from Venezuela are over here in the U.S. So who's voting for him? The
No,
good people?
those are all the good people because they want to get away from them.
Right. Well, you could be, but no, they emptied out the prisons and everything. That's what they
Oh,
did.
oh.
That's why all these countries have low crime rates now. And everybody's like, wow, what did they do? That must have been so good. And they'll tell you straight up, yeah, we let our prisoners out. And then everybody in America is like, no, these are the people who need to live. These are the people that are oppressed. Yeah, that's what prison does. It oppresses you. When you commit crimes, you go to prison and you're oppressed. Oh God, I don't know, man. At what point there may be no hope for this country, people in it. I honestly, I was telling my son, I was like, I don't want a divorce, whatever they call it, but I really wish we could divide the United States into four segments, and you get to choose the segment you live on based on your beliefs and values. I
Well,
would really,
that's it. Then if you want to go somewhere else, you have to pay to get into the other. You have to pay
yeah,
your dues to get into the other.
yeah, yeah. Like I mean, I really
Well,
do believe it.
the problem is it has to be divided up evenly because some areas in the country just don't relate in just because of what I don't live in the desert. So if people I like are in the desert, I'm like, well, I don't want to go live in the desert. I don't like the
Well,
desert.
I mean, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. If you believe in Sharia law and you're a Muslim, you move to a desert country. And look at Dubai. They built a country that's not, it's in the desert, but it doesn't look like in the desert. So you take your smart people who believe in these things and you go innovate and make it work. I mean, there's plenty of smart people. If we divide the country, and just put a cross across the country, I think that would fairly put, perspective. You got California, you've got half of California, so you still have some crops and things. Make sure San Diego's in the Texas side, though. But you get what I'm saying?
See, now you're choosing where you want places in America to be. So,
Well, I'm just saying because I think it's a beautiful place, and the northern people ruined it.
well,
But what?
well, well, then you will have your smart people build a San Diego-like area wherever you choose to move. That's what you
Yeah, you
just
probably
said,
could.
Jim. That's what
You
you
probably
just said.
could. You probably could, and I'm not opposed to it. Whatever. But the point I'm getting at is, it's still, even if you need resources from a different portion of the country, you negotiate those deals. Hey, look, we'll trade for this. We'll do that because they're going to need some resources
No,
from
no,
you.
that then causes corruption because now we're going to be corrupt dealing with other people that we don't want to deal with to begin with, that were separated from the begin with.
Well, but I still think living with people, your chances of corruption are less. Because if you live in say a state like New York, just
Or
take a
they'll
state
or
like New York.
they'll be corrupt the way you want them to be corrupt.
Well, right, but yeah, take a state like New York. Who runs New York? The people in the city run New York. Do you know how many upstate New Yorkers can't stand the
All of them,
politics and people of the city?
all of them.
But yet they have to conform to their way of life.
Yeah, they still choose to live in New York. So
Right, but see, they're not living in New York in the city. They're
no
not
matter.
living in the very
It
places.
still runs the state. So you're still living. You're still choosing to live in an area that's run by the way you don't like it to be run.
Right. So, and how do you fix that? You got to break down smaller communities into their own community. So maybe then what you're talking about is not four different portions; it's 50 different portions, which we have states, right? So maybe we need to break each state down into what? Counties? Great idea. Oh, break counties down into town. Like great. And then we have politics that run. Wow, that's almost sounds like what we're doing. And yet we still can't do it because the state and the federal have too much power and influence on the lower branches.
That's it.
But that was not the way it was designed.
But that's the way it's running.
Right. So, anyways, speaking of
Just like
running,
this episode.
we're running. Yes, good segue. We both thought the same idea. So, thanks again, Nate, for this conversation. A great opportunity to talk about all the stuff going on in the world with our opinions. Thank you all for your like, share, subscribe, your views. Even if you're just watching 3 minutes and 6 seconds, we appreciate that 3 minutes and 6 seconds. So, until then, give us all your money and get on our website and get all that stuff. But until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.